Welcome back to the Broskies. I'm Elijah Phillips.
And I'm Alex Fox.
So today we are going to be talking about the new Heroes saga, continuing our series on behind-the-scenes shit for the Broverse, and we're starting this video off with the new Heroes saga. Now, I don't know if we actually had plans on doing, or I don't even know what our original plan for the Power Squad saga is,
I'll be honest,
or
I don't
was at the
think
time.
we had a Power Squad saga planned.
Yeah, no. And it was the Power Squad saga for a while, um, up until like midway through, closer to the end. Um, Other than that, so the previous saga ends with Juan Bullet basically getting framed for murder, essentially.
Yeah.
And that main antagonist for this next series is going to be Dark Bullet. And this is the Juan Bullet the Hunt series, as we call it. You see, most people don't know this that we named this trilogy of videos the Juan Bullet the Hunt series. That's what we specifically have the name for it as that.
Maybe sometime down the road I'll not re-upload, but just edit the videos to actually say Humble at the Hunt Forbidden, new allies and all that. Only because it was like in the middle of us producing that series that we decided to call it Humble at the Hunt. So during the production, I never had the chance to reestablish. I think I did. Never mind. During the intro of one of the videos, it might have been Emerald Knight, or I said like the finale of the Humble at the Hunt series or something like
Mm.
that. Um, but no, something I'm definitely gonna do. Probably after this podcast episode is change the names, which it'll feel weird, but you know,
Yeah,
that's
I mean,
that's
kind
what the
of.
videos are.
So speaking of the first video, I'm only rubbing my eye, by the way, because by me it's like 1 o'clock in the morning, and like this glass of water is like the only thing keeping me awake. Um,
I got to
so,
drink of mine.
um, so, um, so the first video in the playlist is the Juan Bullet Forbidden. So, that's all you.
Yes. So, Humble at Forbidden was 100% improvised from the start to end because I had no idea what I was doing. I didn't even know what the plot of the video was going to be until like halfway through the video.
Mm-hmm.
Which I know like that doesn't make sense because I'm the one who made it. But I didn't even know what the heck I was doing until halfway through. And it kind of shows like halfway in. I think it was around when I was doing that chase scene at night when I finally had more of a grip of what I was gonna do.
Mm.
um I don't even remember. I don't even think I brought in Dark Bullet in this one.
Juan Bullet Forbidden. I maybe in like the first scene.
Right. Oh no, I remember. It was a one-time character called the Mercenary,
Hmm.
who was a character who was supposed to come back in the Power Squad video. He just never did.
Yeah, I think we. I don't know if we had him written in the script for Power Squad.
He was originally, but after I did rewrites, he kind of just went off.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah. Now after that is Juan Bullet New Allies. Now Juan Bullet New Allies had to be completely reshot from start to finish.
Oh, don't remind me. I'll tell the story, but good God. So, for those of you who don't know, Elijah and I record everything on the bros through our phones. And there's a particular app that we will use. Well, there's two different apps that we'll use most of the time. There's a third one that came up recently, but there's
Mm-hmm.
iMovie, which is particularly on iPhones. And then there's an app called Splice. That's where I get most of my sound effects from. Most of the repeating sound effects you hear, like Quumble's Taser Saber, the old Taser Saber sound effect, the gun effects, that's all Splice. But what happened is I put so many sound effects on one particular part of New Allies that the audio completely fucked itself over. And when I tried to correct it, I accidentally deleted the project off of the app. And it was at that moment I realized I fucked up because I didn't have a backup.
Now, this is not the last time this is going to happen in this saga.
Unfortunately, you think it would be, but it wasn't. Um, but I mean,
And the
honestly,
next time it happens to me with an even longer video.
oh yeah. See, at least with me, I can see it right now. It was only 27 minutes. The original, I think, was like 24, but
Hmm.
ultimately, I didn't change that much with the reshoot. Everything was pretty much the same. I did change up the interactions between Juan and Night Avenger because originally Night Avenger was going to be a lot more cruel, more of an asshole. Um, so I decided to water that down a bit because eventually I wanted Night Avenger to be not really a comic relief, but more of a lighthearted soul of the team type character.
Right, right. Um, what was after that?
That will
I
be
don't.
Slay Return to Jack of Hearts.
So in the saga, in the playlist, there is Slay Return of Jack of Hearts and Slay the Violet Protector. Now, those two videos were supposed to be one video, and I think in the video I say part two of Slay Return of Jack of Hearts, but ultimately I went against making it one video for one. It's because my phone had run out of space at the time, and I wanted to get the Jack of Hearts video out, and also because I wanted the Violet Protector to be kind of like the part four to the Death Note series that I had planned out.
Which I don't think that was intentional originally. I think that was like while you were shooting the Violet Protector, that's when we both came up with the idea of what if this is part four of the Death Note series? So
Well,
this way we didn't have to do that.
you had mentioned for a while that you wanted one of the Broverse characters to appear in the Death Note series.
Right.
Um, and I couldn't really think of a better character besides Slay, which we'll talk about the Death Note series and some of our other stuff eventually. But with
I feel like the Death Note series counts as part of the saga. I've never put it in the New Hero saga, but
I mean, I wouldn't really necessarily count it. The only part that's even connected is the last episode, anyway.
true.
Um, so with Slave Return to Jack of Hearts, this is the first video where I had done any sort of face paint for the channel, and I wasn't adverse in the, or I wasn't well knowledge uh, about face paint and stuff like that. So I used I want to say I used acrylic and or watercolor. I want to say I used acrylic, which you could see it in the video. It cracked on my face pretty bad.
Basically, he used a type of paint that you're not supposed to use on your face.
The next time Jack of Hearts appears, I do use proper face paint, and it looks way better.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I believe that's the second Elemental video where he fully makes another appearance. Which is kind of funny. I put on the Jack of Hearts makeup to do the after credit scene of the Elemental, and it's really funny because you only see the mouth. And I did my entire face like Jack of Hearts. I guess because I wasn't really too sure like if I wanted him to fully appear in the shot or not.
Right.
So I better off having the option. So yeah. So originally for the video, I had a song planned. So Alex, you're probably not familiar with this, but there is a horror game called The Evil Within 2.
Well, I am familiar with that game. Yes.
You are familiar with the okay. So for the marketing for the game, I remember there was a kind of like a there was a cover of the song Ordinary World. I didn't know that at the time. I thought Ordinary World was a song that was made for Evil Within 2. So, with the chorus, they have like a little girl singing the chorus of Ordinary World, and it kind of sounded creepy. So I was like, okay, I kind of want to do that for Jack of Hearts because I think it would be kind of creepy and it'd be interesting. So I looked up the song for Evil Within 2, and then I clicked on the first result, and the first result was not the one from the game. It was the actual version
Hmm.
from Duran Duran. So I listened to it and I was listening to it and I was like, you know what? I think I like the vibe of this one a lot better. It kind of gives off kind of like Joker vibes in a way, and that's kind of what Jack of Hearts is in our channel. He is kind of like the Joker.
Right.
Um, Other than that, it's the first appearance of Bennett Jenkins, who Bennett Jenkins I based off of a character from the Nostalgia Critic videos. You might have not known this, but Bennett Jenkins is partly based off of a character from the Nostalgia Critic videos, who is also named Benny, who is an assassin. So partly based off of that character, and also Agent 47. So kind of those two characters mixed into one. But I wanted to make an assassin character at some point, so Bennett Jenkins um, became a character, and he also wears sunglasses in that video, which he never wears sunglasses after that, as well as a black tie, which after this video, he wears the red tie.
Is it weird that I never realized that?
This is also the first time we have a new outfit for Juan Bullet that's shown.
Which there was originally there was a reason why I switched the first suit. The second time I switched it, I'll explain it later. There wasn't really a particular reason.
Mm-hmm.
But the reason why I had switched that first suit is you can see this in the video. The hood started getting messed up.
Yeah.
There was like an inner lining that
In fact,
was
that's like
supposed
that.
to keep the hood together, but it tore in the middle. So then it started getting all weird on my head when I would try to wear it.
That's like half the reason why Slay does not wear the hood as part of the outfit in Slow Traffic. He does in like one scene, but for most of the video, when Slay wears Juan's jacket, or what would become Juan's jacket, there's no hood on it. It's just the green jacket.
Right. Which is weird to think that originally, he was going to have the hood on it because with Rex Shaw, he was going to have the hood.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Which, for those of you who don't know, because I don't know if we explain it, the original owner of Juan's jacket was actually Rex Shaw, and then Rex gave the jacket to Slay, and Slay gave the jacket to Juan. Kind of like
Which
almost like an.
is which Juan also gave it down to Death Hunter.
Mm-hmm. So it's kind of like this like heirloom that's like passed along from like different from hero to hero over the years. After that, is it Emerald Knight or is it Valor Protector directly after that?
Um Technically we jumped over Emerald Knight because Emerald Knight cuts in between Jack of Hearts and Valor
Mm-hmm.
Protector. Um Honestly, there's
So
not really much to say with Emerald Knight.
Violet Protector. Let me just go out on a tangent real quick on the Death Note series. I had made the Death Note series because one, that was like my first real introduction into anime before I really got into like JoJo last year, and I started, I was obsessed with that.
Have you
But
even
Death
watched
Note.
the original Death Note series?
Hmm.
Okay.
I never finished it though. It's long, and it kind of felt like the episodes were kind of repeating in structure because I would literally because I'm a big fan of crime shows, so Death Note was like up my alley. But at some point, it was literally just like conversations of the main character L and Light Yagami, and they're literally just like internal monologue of both of them being well, Light being extremely paranoid that he's gonna get caught, and L not knowing if Light is the killer. Which is
Hmm.
like I was like, oh my god, can you either arrest his ass or Light kill L? Just fucking anyway, so I made the Death Note series using a Death Note I had actually created myself using a real notebook.
Yeah, that's not a prop that we bought like most of our props. Like he made that shit.
Hmm. And what I did was I flipped open the pages so that way they're all kind of spread out. They're kind of open book like that. And I took a spray bottle and I sprayed all the pages with water and I let that dry. And so that way the pages kind of look a little older, kind of like parchment almost.
Which is probably
Um,
the most creative we've gotten on the bros, I would say. At least for the broverse.
hmm. Well,
For the
there is
most
one.
part.
There is one more thing, and you guys see this here first. Now those of you who watch the podcast or listen to the podcast, you guys this is an exclusive. This is like a Comic-Con exclusive. But I'm giving you guys this just because you guys are cool, and I appreciate you guys. So
I will just take over while he does this. I have no idea what the fuck he's about to show or
so
do.
this is Broskies exclusive that you just reminded me. You said this is the most creative we got on the channel. Now, I'm not going to explain what this is yet, but you guys are going to have to wait and see what this is about right here. This is for a future character for the next saga that I have planned. And when I bought this, the entire thing was this color right here. For those of you who are just listening, this is a bottle that I'm holding, and the entire bottle was this dark blue color, and I had to paint the entire thing. So this is for a character. Again, I'm not going to explain who it is yet, but you guys will be very excited for this. So yeah, again, Broskies exclusive. You guys saw it here first.
I don't even know how I forgot about that because I won't go into detail on what that is, but that's something that we've been talking about and talking about the plans for like what the past week or so now.
Yeah, because when I got my tax return, I'm a big fan of BioShock, and these are from BioShock. Um, and so I had bought them. Should I show another one, or should I just leave it at that one?
I'd say just leave it at that one.
Okay.
Let them wait.
Let the mystery kind of and also uh speaking of those, we might be bringing back some bro infomercials with those as well. So get ready for that.
Something that I will announce now, real quick, before we continue, is there's going to be another character who's going to be exclusive to the bro commercials,
Mm-hmm.
called shoot, what was I calling him? Because I was just
Infomercial
talking
guy.
infomercial guy,
Very creative name from
testimonial guy. There we go.
testimonial guy. There we go.
Testimonial guy.
Testimonial guy. Um, so back to the Death Note series. I had made parts 1 through 3 in a weekend, in a single weekend. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I did
Which
part one
is
Friday.
a record for us.
Yeah, I did all 3 parts within the weekend, and then I took forever to do the fourth part. So that was fun. That was also the first appearance of Vank Lord, which is a character who is an Australian mercenary who uses knives. So he's Kano from Mortal Kombat without the laser eye.
Now this is a knife.
But yeah, Vankalord. I don't even know how I came up with that name because that's not a word.
But it
That's not.
sounds Australian enough.
It sounds Australian. Also sounds kind of cool. Vankalord.
Exactly. It's got Lord in the name. If it has Lord in the name, it's badass. Lord Vader, Lord Farquaad.
Mm.
Anyway, going on.
Um, but the main antagonist being Aaron, who we established later on in Violet Protector that he's a part of the RPD, which we had first name dropped in Violet Protector.
Aaron,
Um,
man.
yeah, and another really cool thing is that I think we were gonna try this. Is that in Violet Protector? There's a phone call between Aaron and Vanklord, and I'm pretty sure their phone calls match up almost exactly with each other from like both sides, which is it would be pretty cool if we could actually like see if that's an actual thing.
Or at least see like how well timed they are.
Because for the most part, I think they are. Um, but other than that, I showed Jack of Hearts at the end with the messed up makeup. And fun fact, I actually filmed that as I was taking off the Jack of Hearts makeup after I had filmed for Return of Jack of Hearts.
So this
So
way you
as
didn't have to do that all that shit again
mhm,
just to ruin it then and there.
just to ruin it, so I looked at myself as I was taking it off. I was like, I'm gonna film. I'm gonna film myself with this, and so obviously he looks like that in the prison, and then when we see him in the prison again, he has the full face of makeup. So, but then how would you know it's Jack of Hearts if he didn't have the full face of makeup?
You would just know.
So yeah, I believe after that is Emerald Knight, which I don't know if you had explained a little bit of that in
Um
the when you were talking about the Juan Bullet the Hunt series.
so this was the first appearance of his new suit. It's explained in universe why the suit changes, but as for the out of universe reason, we also explained that the original jacket I used just wasn't working that well anymore. Now I'll still use the main jacket part of it every now and then, but I won't use the hood to be like, hey, this is a Juan Bullet suit. Otherwise, up until the Power Squad video, that was going to be Juan Bullet's one and only suit. He was never going to have a costume change.
Yeah, but
Um,
now he has had like 4 or 5 costumes on the channel.
three.
3
There's
costumes.
just
Yeah,
been a
okay.
couple variations of
Variations of different suits, like the classic Juan Bullet jacket with jeans, and then the classic Juan Bullet jacket
the
with
one
the
with the
green
Death Hunter
pants,
mask.
and then the one with the Death Hunter mask, and then the one with the face mask, and then there's also Juan in the new suit with the green pants, and there's also Juan in the new suit with the jeans. I think I don't know if you ever did the jeans for the with the new jacket, but
No, I was always in black pants.
okay, okay, because I know Slay went from basically jacket and jeans, and then he went from just all black, which I'm just glad. And then when he gets the mask in Broskies Part 5, he just always is wearing the mask now.
I think that's why I've been procrastinating on doing the remake series because I think I have like one pair of jeans. I might have gotten rid of it, but I am not a jean person. You'll see in every video I filmed recently, I'm in black cargo pants.
Which, as much as you might not want to hear this, but jeggings are an option.
You
I'm just saying.
know what? I'll do it for one video. I'll
For
try.
one, and hey, the remakes take place at night anyway.
As long as I don't have to go to the lake in my neighborhood in those.
Either tough it out in jeans or do it in the jeggings.
But I'm gonna do it during the winter.
So hey, jeans might be optimal. As much as you might not like it, jeans might be optimal.
Yeah.
Um,
But
but
yeah, with
yeah,
Emerald Knight, there's not a lot to explain. Something that is interesting that I will say is at the end of the Emerald Knight video, the lighting that you see, and I actually have one with me right now, I think. Ah, here we go. The lighting that I used for that ending speech was this.
and it glowed kind of, and it was supposed to be an homage to a scene in the Arrow TV show, where he's referring to himself as the Green Arrow and not just the Arrow.
Right.
It was supposed to be a play on that, but then again, Juan Bullet has always kind of had that Green Arrow roots inside of his character. So
Literally his first, line in the Broverse is I'm sort of like Green Arrow, but a little crappier.
now would that make Slay the Flash equivalent?
Good Malcolm Merlin?
I mean, same jacket, but he doesn't have a bow, so the
Yeah.
Juan doesn't have a bow either.
Honestly, if
Um,
Slay had a bow in the Broverse, that would be pretty cool. I'm not gonna
that'd be
lie.
dope as fuck, honestly.
Maybe with
That
that
would.
Earth Two Slay series that we talked about, which I
hmm
don't remember if we talked about it on the podcast.
I'm
That'd be an interesting thing to do.
I'm thinking about like because I'm still gonna have the main ideas of that series like planned down. But I might change like some cool elements because I might want to do that with Slay with the
I'll
with
let
a
you borrow
bow.
my bow, the one that's hanging up. That has not
Cause,
come
cause,
down in
cause,
like a
cause,
year.
remember, we were gonna. I was talking to you about this like idea we would do for a video, and it wouldn't be a Broverse video, it wouldn't be a comedy video, but I wanted to, like I said, I wanted to try to kind of like either like mimic, or just do the water arrows from the Thief game. And I've seen how someone does it with like sauce cups and stuff, and I wanted to see if it's possible to make a water arrow that could extinguish a small flame, like a torch or something.
It would probably have to be smaller.
Mm. Not like a big torch, but like a small enough flame to where you could hit it with the water and it would extinguish it just like in the game. So I think that would be an interesting idea. So what's the
Right.
video after Emerald Knight?
Um, the next one after is going to be the Dark Prince.
So that's you again.
That is me again.
Also, for those of you who have not bothered watching the Brovers yet, please do not watch Dark Prince with headphones at all. Don't watch it with headphones because Alex plays the tinnitus sound for what feels like 5 minutes.
It was like 30 seconds.
Too long is what I say.
Yeah, I mean that probably is one thing that'll change, but there are some interesting things with Night Avenger. Also, if you guys are wondering why I keep looking that way, I have my Xbox showing our playlist so we
the
can
the
keep
new the
track
new
of the
hero saga the new
videos.
hero saga is kind of big, and we don't want to lose our place, and we don't want to jump around and kind of get shit confused, and we also don't want
Right.
to miss anything because in the previous
Um
few episodes we might have missed a few things. um but now we're just trying not to miss anything, especially with this one since it's so big.
Right. Anyway, um, so Night Avenger was a character that was supposed to come in the Apocalypse Saga,
I do not remember that.
which is funny to bring up because last episode we were talking about so many characters were introduced in the Apocalypse Saga.
And
Um,
just those 8 videos, because you had mentioned that it was just 8 videos, and I was like, "Fuck, that is insane."
it was a little more than 8 now that I think about it. Um,
Because the Lazarus Saga is 4, and then
then there's Red Roses. I think it's 10 videos in total.
yeah, because there's 6 in the Apocalypse Saga, and then 4, so 10 videos in total. So
Right.
just 10 videos, we introduce so many characters for that.
Um, but so originally, Night Avenger was going to have a completely different look. He was not even going to have that Ronin outfit that he has. And this
Do you
is
remember?
something that I haven't even told you
Do you remember why we settled on Ronin though?
why I did.
Mm-hmm.
So there wasn't a particular reason why. I just came across the costume and I was like, that's Night Avenger.
Mm.
Um, I was going to do a Batman suit from the Dark Knight trilogy
Which
because
one?
it was probably gonna be the one in Dark Knight.
Probably yeah, because even if you didn't use the cowl for the one for Batman Begins, I don't know, because the one from Batman Begins looks the closest to military armor.
Right. And so this is something we've talked about before. The written slash book universe that's tied to the Broverse. The main variant of Night Avenger in that universe is inspired off of Batman. It's also inspired off something else, but we don't have to talk about that right now. Um, but essentially, I wanted to capture the look of that version of Night Avenger. Um, but then I saw this costume, and my dad offered to buy it for me for my birthday. So I had to postpone when Night Avenger was introduced. But
And he already had the sword, so
right, I bought the
which
sword. It did not come with the costume.
which by the way, that sword has been through the fucking ringer since since you've gotten it.
It has it doesn't
You,
even
you
look
can't
that
you can't
chrome anymore.
you can't even see it on screen, but if you see it in person, we might even do like a behind the scenes for Power Squad Part 2. Um, just because it's the last video in the Power Squad saga, it would be cool to do like a mini documentary
Right.
on Power Squad Part 2. But we might do something showing the fucking Night Avenger blade. It is scratched all to hell.
The funny
Um,
thing is, it's kind of noticeable in the videos, but the sword is super flimsy. I did
mm-hmm.
not think it would last in a single fight scene.
Let
And
alone as many as it did.
right. And the thing is, it's not even like I go, eh. Like I literally take the sword and I
Like yeah,
like I whack
and
yeah.
and for me, I thought the same. I thought the same, but the opposite kind of with the Stormbreaker axe that I got. The Beast is what we call it. Which I don't even think we ever call it the Beast on the channel.
I don't think so.
We just refer to it as the axe, and the name the Beast was inspired off of the name of the axe from the movie Mandy. Now, originally, I was going to get that axe from the movie Mandy, but I had
It's
already
Stormbreaker.
I had already had Stormbreaker. I'm just saying, look, if either you, Alex, like you look it up, or the audience, if you guys listen to this, look up the axe from Mandy. That shit is the most metal axe thing I have ever seen. It is absolutely just cool looking. So I was gonna get that, but that was way too expensive. I got Stormbreaker, and that thing is just really cool using in fight scenes because it's you got to get creative with a weapon that big.
Something else that's kind of unique about Night Avenger: The Dark Prince is it is also the first on-screen appearance of Kingslayer.
Yes, the character we mentioned in Slay Lazarus episode 1, I believe, during the section with Juan being saying that he took out the Kingslayer. Now, when you had mentioned the Kingslayer for the first time, I had envisioned Kingpin from Marvel Comics and not a medieval dude from like the freaking Arthurian Pendragon legend shit, which uh I don't know if we had said this, but Kingslayer um does have a secret identity. I don't know if we had mentioned it yet.
Not yet. I
Do you want
might
to keep it
reveal
a
it
secret?
for now. I might reveal it later. But what's also unique is that is Kingslayer's sword, and it is always on that wall.
Even in like Power Squad, you can see that sword on the wall, and you'll see our props just like on display in our room, even though like in universe it shouldn't necessarily be there.
I think the most common thing you'll see in my room is typically my bow that's right there. Um, Mainly because like I just don't think about it when I'm filming.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like same thing for like my posters, pictures, and shit like that. But it's something that like it doesn't really matter to take down because
It's
it
just
just doesn't.
decoration, regardless.
Right.
Um,
Um,
are we still talking? Are we still referring to Emerald Knight? Are we still on that?
no, we are on the Dark Prince. The next video
Oh
is the
shit.
Elemental, so I'll let you take care of that one.
So, like I had mentioned in the last video, I was not a big fan of Leon Housington. I didn't really like his character too much, and I didn't really have too many plans for him. I think it was Alex who convinced me to keep him around for future potential.
Mm-hmm.
And then I had made the Elemental video, which um,
Is my favorite video, at least one of my favorite videos in that playlist.
I had a lot of fun filming that. Well, for one, it was the first appearance of Elemental, and also, Alex had got me the jacket that we used for the Elemental. Now, I think we were originally going to go with the black one, right? The all black one with the red.
I think so.
But I insisted on getting the white one just for color variety because most of our characters wear black. So I wanted the Elemental to stand out, and you know what? He does stand out.
He does. And I enjoy that because he's such a
Um,
unique character. He's one
mhm,
of the most powerful members on the
on the
channel.
team. Um, And so in the Elemental video, using Moon Age Daydream, I don't even know why I chose Moon Age Daydream for the Elemental.
It's a good song.
It is a good song. It is a good song. Perhaps maybe it was because I had personally liked it. I had first heard it in the Guardians 1 soundtrack, and like most people, forgot it was even in the movie.
I always
In
do,
fact,
no matter how many times you bring it up.
hmm and for those of you who don't know, they play the song Moon Age Daydream when they get to nowhere, and they're flying through nowhere. They play the song. It's really good. I brought back Dr. Markov for that video, and that was fun. I even did a character that me and Alex were talking about for a bit, Slash, who was a robot version of Slay, kind of like Dark Bullet. I wasn't a huge fan of doing an evil version of Slay in a robot form, which is probably why I haven't brought back Slash. But also, I think that this new cyberized version of Night Avenger could take the place of Slash.
Right. Which is kind of why I did Cyber, but I mean, there's another reason why I did Cyber too, but we'll get there.
Yeah. Um, and so also Silver's in there too, which I think I just might make this a recurring trend where Silver appears as a side character in every Elemental video because he also appears in Plight of the Blade as well. Even if his role is small, he at least appears one time because there's not much he really does in the
Isn't he in
series.
Flame the Elemental for at one point too? I don't remember. I don't think so.
I don't think so. No, Night Avenger's in it for a second.
Right.
Uh, no, it mainly focuses on Slay, Leon, and Rex as the main
Um,
characters.
Ooh, something else that we kind of mentioned, but it's like glossed over in the in Night Avenger Dark Prince Rises. There's a point where I mention that he and Silver were both at that point, wherever they were in the Elemental. Both of them went together to rescue Leon. It's just Night Avenger was off screen fighting, Markov security and all that.
Which also Task Force is in there as well, and Task Force takes over the body of Slash, and then proceeds to this is also our first hint at the new Red Roses that Imperfect Alex was assembling.
Right.
It was either this one or Night Avenger Dark Prince. I believe it was that one because I remember it was either there or an after credit scene later on where Imperfect Alex breaks Kingslayer out of prison. Was it Dark Prince or was it another video?
Um,
Because I know it was
Dark
a Night Avenger.
Prince.
Yeah, it
It
was a
was
Night
Dark
Avenger
Prince.
video where the after credit scene was Imperfect Alex breaking out um,
Dark Prince
Kingslayer.
Rises was the meeting of the villains.
Right. So, but that's the first time we get the name drop for the new Red Roses, um, hinting at, there's big things coming, big things that wouldn't come for several years, but
And
big
big
things
things came.
nonetheless. Big things nonetheless. Other than that, I just also my random gibberish bullshit of coming up with random BS stuff as
Dubois.
as the yeah, exactly, as just random BS stuff that I was making up as a high school teacher would eventually become the main reason why Juan Bullet got incapacitated in Power Squad.
It's kind of funny with like some of the random things that you even said during that point, like Dubois. I'll find myself occasionally just like I'll be playing a video game or I'll just be at work and I'm just like invented
Dubois.
by Dubois, and you got to really lean into the "wa" part.
There's a couple of lines that I do in the very good.
Very good. I definitely
I
quote that a lot.
Yeah, there's a lot of like I feel like sometimes I do it on purpose, like pronunciations in such a way to where it becomes memorable. But I don't know, it kind of like
That's kind of like how our friendship started, though. Like in middle school, like we had paper daggers, which became Purpurderger.
Purpur
Cornell Notes, which became Kerner
Kind of
Nuts.
nuts.
That was the big one. So
That
yeah,
was a
that's
big
kind
one,
of
yeah.
just a running thing with us.
So, so yeah, the Elemental video was a good video. I enjoyed it. Alex really enjoyed it. In fact, I
Oh
believe
yeah.
either that is your favorite video or it's one of your favorite videos, at least that I've done by myself. So what's the next one after Elemental?
Unfortunately, Death Hunter.
Mmm, a
So
Death Hunt.
I have a love-hate relationship with Death Hunter.
Actually,
I
personally for me, I,
wanted
I really like it. I like this video.
Now I did improve upon this video with Nightmare on Diamond City. I will say that.
You added more context to the opening scene, which definitely helps that video out a
Yeah,
lot. I think that's probably why I grew to really like it is because you made the the second Death
the
Hunter
second
video.
one. See, the only thing I didn't really care for is I wanted to introduce a new character to be on the Power Squad who would be a sidekick to Juan Bullet.
In the
But
same way that the Elemental is for Slay.
right, but I was going to introduce him in his own video, which would have been the first time we did something like that since Juan Bullet.
Yeah, because not even Slay had a video. No, Juan John Silver.
Right.
That was the last time we did a video like that.
I mean, to be fair, back then Juan John Silver was like
A Joe
comedic,
character, a
a
Joe
comedic
character
parody
of a Joe
video.
character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, But I will say I do kind of like how I did like the second portion or the final portion of that video with him being tested by Juan revealing to the audience at least that that was him testing Death Hunter. Something unique that I did, and I'm pretty sure I did it in this one, is when he was fighting Captain Crossover, I had a thing where I put on all of my clothes backwards.
So it looked like the snap neck. So
Yeah.
not only did he snap the neck of Captain Crossover, but he also snapped his ankles too.
hmm He snapped the bad guy's neck and saved the day. Um,
Uh,
Outside of that, there's not really much else for
it
Death Hunter.
was it was the first video where we featured every current hero member at the time
Oh
in one
yeah,
video. It was a bunch of heroes in one video, and that's why at the beginning it says either for the fans or something like that. Essentially, it was just we added in all of our heroes into one scene.
I say for the fans, but I didn't really mean shit behind that. Sorry guys, but it was for us.
What's after Death Hunter?
Red Knight. We can skip this and talk about it on the new Dawn Saga.
Yeah, we'll talk about it there. Just seeing as how that video doesn't really relate to the besides Imperfect Alex being in there.
I'm gonna move it to the new Dawn Saga probably,
I would keep it in New Heroes just in case.
just so it still has 15 videos in the playlist.
Well, and also Red Knight's gonna have a big role in Power Squad Part Two.
Right. Which you'll like the next one. It is Silver Collided Bullets.
Hmm.
This one
So
was a unique one.
This one was a unique one. So I was really anticipating the idea of doing a Silver video because Silver is so different from Juan, but Silver also has the exact same force field abilities. He just uses way more weapons than Juan does.
Which is funny because I'm pretty sure I have Juan use his weapons more than his powers too.
Yeah, and actually, I think it's the opposite with Silver. Silver uses his powers more.
But either way, the dynamic between Juan and Silver to make them feel different is not only does Silver have a different array of weapons, they have a different structure in how they use their weapons compared to their powers in that ratio.
So my absolute favorite scene in this video is the opening bank robbery scene where
Yes.
it starts with black screen and then you hear the gunfire and then you see the cop running through the hallway and shit. It's really nice. And then he's like, oh, the heroes are all busy. Who the hell do we call? And then it bicycle cut smashes to Silver,
Ghostbusters!
and you see Silver there, and that's funny enough. I now I'm really into this band Dorothy, which is this man. What would you classify them as? Country? No, folk. They're like folk music,
Yeah. I'd say like country folk.
country folk soul kind of. It's like soulful.
Good music. We'll classify them as good music.
Good music.
Good
Give him
music.
a listen. Give him a listen. And I put the song "Gun in My Hand" in there, and I played the intro of it. You know, playing the intro of the song, and then I shoot the guy in the head. Which, oh man,
Which I like
gold.
that idea so much that
That
I
he did it
parodied the
for
opening in Dark Prince Rises.
that you did that you did, and that also got you into listening to that song, which fantastic song. This is also the return of Juan John Silver. Before we had said that we didn't mean to kill him, but me and Alex got to talking. We said, what if, since we kind of see him crawling off screen, which was a mistake on my part per se. Um, it was a mistake on my part to be crawling away and have it be seen. So I was thinking
Not
like,
too big of an ass. The ass was in the
what
way.
what if he didn't die? What if the thing that happened to him gave him a scar? Which in the video, in case you're wondering how I did that effect, here's what I did. I took some scotch tape and I put scotch tape over my eye, like a bunch of scotch tape, and then I painted over the scotch tape.
Which
And
ended up
that's
looking pretty good. So
yeah, it looked pretty good for what I just had lying around. Not to mention gunslingers in this video. I wanted to bring him back kind of as like a reminder of like, oh, gunslinger's still in here and he's going to be kind of like a big threat for the heroes, and he kind of is because even when Silver catches up to Gunslinger, he almost immediately gets taken out. But hmm,
I'll say we show further how much stronger Gunslinger is when it literally takes half the power squad to bring him down.
mm-hmm. And that's I also returned Bennett Jenkins to this video as well, which I didn't even realize how many times I brought Bennett Jenkins back as a character. At least and
It was
I
like
brought
two
him in
times, wasn't it?
three times.
Three times.
Um, but in this one he is using he doesn't really do much other than other than scope out the scene for Silver. This also I want to say either in Death Hunter is when we had that meeting with
Yeah.
Silver and Juan, and they have this conversation, and then Silver
So
leaves.
that meeting was in like three different videos technically. This is something else that I wanted to discuss. Um Kind of the ending of Death Hunter. Silver Collided Bullets, Night Avenger Dark Prince Rises,
Slaying the
all of
Elemental.
Slaying the Elemental, all of these videos take place at the exact same time.
Well, the
Mostly.
beginning of Slaying the Elemental.
Right. Because there's the time jump.
Yeah, it's like it happens like a day after. Just a quick reminder, just a quick heads up, Alex. My phone's at 20.
Okay.
Just so you guys are aware, last episode had to be kind of edited because my phone died midway through. And that sucks because my phone's it's only 44 minutes. Um, so and I got a lot to say about freaking Slaying the Elemental. Uh, anyways, I got off track. What were we talking about?
I'll be honest, I don't remember. Oh
What
yeah,
video
the
were we on?
videos taking place at the same time.
Right. All those videos taking place one after the other, or around the same time. Um, but yeah, no, I really don't have much to say left about Silver,
Yeah.
other than
So the next one's Night Avenger Dark Prince Rises, but I'm gonna skip that one because there's not really a lot to add on. It was really just everything with Night Avenger, but slightly different. Plus, I already revealed, I wanted to kind of recreate the opening that Elijah did with Silver. Although, we did make those videos at the same time.
hmm
But the next one is going to be Homelet Liberation, which is not my favorite, my second favorite Juan Bullet project that I've done. Um, so this one was unique because Juan got to go back and meet his past self,
for the
and
second
those
time.
two had a fight for a second time. Now originally what was gonna happen is this was gonna be connected to the final part of the Home Bullet remake series, and then I decided not to do that because if it was connected, it would kind of spoil the rest of the Imperfect Saga. Um, so I decided not to do that. But that's basically what Home Bullet Liberation was gonna be. It was going to be a continuation of the current New Hero Saga and the Home Bullet remake series, which I didn't do. But I might come back to it in a way without spoiling anything. Might.
Right, right. Uh, so yeah, freaking Juan Bullet Liberation. Don't got anything else said?
Not really. I know the fight scene I did was definitely one of my favorite fight scenes that I did by myself. I think one of my favorite parts is where I have the future Juan basically like not even backhand because he uses a fist motion, but like just back motions the past Juan, and I do like a spin thing to make myself hit the wall.
hmm
And I'm
So So I got an idea just because if my phone dies and worst case scenario it does die, we gotta cut it short. Um, since Slaying the Elemental and Supernova are damn near hour long videos and we both worked on it together, I figure it'd be best if we took those two videos and made those two videos one video because I think those are the last two videos in the playlist anyway, right?
They are. The only other thing on here would be Power Squad Origins Triton, which I know we would have time to talk about.
Yeah, we should have time to talk about. So, fun fact: I'm actually gonna um, I'm gonna preface before you start talking about it. So Alex actually had requested me to edit the video for him. Well, actually, no, kinda. So he had already edited the video, but he had ran out of space and he was kind of busy at the moment. So he had sent me the Power Squad Origins Triton in about 4 parts, and then he had asked me to put in Ocean Man for the intro. So
I
I
completely
had
forgot about that, honestly.
so I had to put together Power Squad Origins Triton in the 4 parts that he put in, and I put in the intro for him, of course. But that's just me. I did that on the side, but this is your video, so you
Right.
talk about the experience on
Um.
filming that.
So yeah,
Not
honestly,
not an origin video.
yeah. So it was going to be an Origins video, or at least there was supposed to be flashbacks to the Origin bit. So for those of you who might have noticed, the two videos that say Power Squad Origins have a similar title card, and Elijah made both of those probably about a year before we even made those videos, or at least a year before we made the Triton video. It was a while before.
Rex Shaw,
Um,
yeah, Rex Shaw was way after.
right. Rexhaw was like a year after.
hmm
Um, but Triton essentially was supposed to have a bunch of flashbacks. It was supposed to be called Triton the Iliad.
Now we do have plans for Triton that we were actually gonna do a Power Squad Origins Triton.
There's three
Um,
potential projects that we could do with Triton right now.
with Triton, yeah, but we're thinking about doing something big with Triton just because he hasn't really had his own like standalone by himself. Because the last video he had by himself, he was with Death Hunter, and we
And
kind of
that
wanted to
was
do,
3 years ago.
something with just Triton. So we're thinking about doing something with that
Which I mean, if we do, amazing. If we don't, we're going to. It's just a
at
matter of
some point.
when.
At some point,
Um,
yeah.
Now this was also the last time that you see his actual trident properly in
It
Night
broke.
Avenger Cyber Knight. Yeah. So the lightsabers that I use for it, which I thought I
What
had near me.
what which
Oh, here we go.
I hate the fact that it broke because we came up with a cool lore reason on why it's blue and green.
Right. Which So this is one of the lightsabers I used. I actually rebought the second one, but the problem is the blades come out every time I swing it hard enough. So believe it or not, in Night Avenger Cyber Knight, you never see the bottom end of his trident.
I honestly didn't even notice that.
Mm-hmm.
That's really clever. That's really clever on your part. That's a nice
Um,
little
there's a
genius.
broken saber that you'll see attached to the main part, so this way there's still a bit of a handle, but there's
Hmm.
no blade coming from it.
Damn. Well, shit.
Yeah, I got creative with that one. I had no
Hey, you did.
choice.
Now, what was the video we first used the Trident costume properly? Was it this one?
Yes, it
'Cause I believe,
was.
and
Actually,
so,
no. It was
New
the
Allies.
Slay video when he got drugged.
Nope. That Triton was in was in regular clothes in that scene.
I could have swore I was in costume.
Yeah, no.
Um,
He is in regular clothes in that scene when the Raven drugs Slay.
mm,
Oh shit!
um,
I accidentally hit my wall with my arm, and my parents' room is like right on the other side of that wall.
whoops.
Yeah. Whoopsies.
Well, anyway, that's gonna be about
Um,
it
that's gonna
for.
be about it. I'm really excited about the next episode because we're gonna be talking about the two biggest videos in the Power Squad are the new hero saga being Slay and the Elemental, both versions of Slay and the Elemental, and Supernova and the Four Knights, which is two of my favorite videos to film with Alex.
Oh yeah,
Um,
and there's
even
definitely gonna be a big story about those when we do it.
oh yeah, especially Slay and the Elemental.
All right. Well, as
Ah,
always, I'm Alex Fox,
and I'm Elijah Phillips.
and you're watching the Broskies.